everybody, once again, it's Jonathan Perez from SureFire Web Services coming to you straight from my car. On today's episode, I want to talk about deciding what services you should offer as a web entrepreneur. Most of the time, most people do web design and web development because those are the two broadest categories in the web industry that I can think of. But that is generally a place where people start out. The way I think you should try to figure out what services you should offer is start out with something and then start to figure out what you actually like to do. For instance, with my company, I enjoy designing and I enjoy developing. I know, incredibly broad. But there are certain things that I like about designing and there are certain things I like about developing and the whole process that I keep in my business model. For instance, I like to do small jobs rather than huge, large projects. On occasion, I'll do a larger project from design to development, but it's more fun and also sometimes a little more profitable for me to do some small jobs. And I enjoy doing the small jobs because I could do them pretty quickly. I have a lot of experience doing this stuff, and I make some money doing it. So I think in order to figure out what you should be doing, first, find out what you like to do. Do you like designing? Do you like development? What kind of development do you like? Do you like working with plugins? Do you just like CSS? Do you, just figure out what it is you like. Then put that into a monetizing situation. Sell the service, sell whatever it is, and see how much money comes in from that. And then from there, just measure it and scale it and see if it is scalable and see if it's something that you want to continue doing. If it's something that you enjoy once in a while, then it's probably not best to make that a full-time service. If it's something that you always enjoy doing and you can do it, 8 hours a day or every day for the rest of your life, then stick with that and keep pushing that service forward, and that's something that you're good at. Now, there are a million different things that you can do in the web development industry. For instance, there's project management. There is front-end development, there's back-end development, there's data entry, there's designing, there's landing page designs. Like, you could pick any one of these things and make it a niche or a niche or whatever the pronunciation of that word is. And by doing that, you actually can make it very profitable. And if it's something you enjoy, then you could start to fine-tune your process. In other words, for development, when I first started out a very long time ago, it would take me a long time to develop a website. But now that after doing it so many times and so long, there are certain things that I put into place in my own workflow and my own development flow that enable me to do certain jobs that would take someone maybe 2 or 3 hours. I could probably finish it in about 15, 20 minutes. And that, I'll put that up to experience, but also just, knowing what you do and tweaking it so that you can get the job done faster and in a much more profitable way. So, how to pick your services. I'm not going to add any cool graphics here, but first thing it is, find something that you like to do. The second thing is put it into play. See who's willing to pay what for it, what kind of value that service that you have has going for it. And then 3, see if it's scalable. If it's profitable. If it's something that you can make a living off of, then continue to focus on that, because a lot of times people like to see specialized services. I use the Genesis framework and I use the types and views plugin, so a lot of my quotes are for those specific skill sets. Now, I could just say, hey, I'm a web design firm, but then that's going to broaden me to a whole entirely enormous audience. And while having a big audience is good, sometimes it could be a little daunting and confusing because there's no specific thing that you actually offer. So I don't want to say that, hey, I do WordPress design, because there's billions of WordPress websites, and then I'll have every person in the world that just has a WordPress question wanting to do services, and strictly WordPress is not something I want to do. I like focusing on the Genesis framework. I like focusing on the types and views plugins. Those are my skill sets. That's what I like to do. I like to design. On occasion, I do some custom designs and maybe put them in a theme, or just to get that creative sense out of me. And I like front-end development. I think that's where I excel at. So my services on my website promote that. They push those services. So that's really it. You know, if you want to choose your services, I suggest following that route, and just really make sure it's something you like to do, because sometimes you can see something that's profitable but you don't like doing it, and the effect that that has is, first, you won't enjoy it, and you're not going to put out the best product that you want to be known for. So if I hated design, but I thought designs brought me in a couple $1,000s every week or every 2 weeks or something like that, but I hated it, you know, who's going to suffer? The client's going to be mad that I don't have any passion for this project, and the lack of passion is going to show with the designs that I would put out. So make sure it's something you like. And that's about it. That's my short video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Next week, I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, so if you want to leave something in the comments, let me know what you want to hear, or if you have any questions, or if you want to know about anything specific, just let me know, and then next week I'll do another video. Thanks a lot. Jonathan Perez, signing off.